Alright, hey guys, we're going to be going over the cheapest Amazon AC gauge set, or sets, however you want to say it. This one came in at $37 after tax and everything, $37 before tax, mainly because I wanted to get shipped here in 2 days. You pay the cheaper one, which I think is $34. But it takes like a week to get here, or sometimes more depending on how bad it is. So we're gonna go over the case here first. The case is it's $37 for AC gauge. The case is a real piece of crap, blow mold crap. It got dented here. It's pretty much almost about to flake. You can see right here, there's a little bit of tearing on the hinge and then down here, but that could just be a bad blow mold. They didn't trim the casing too well from the over mold. But I'm not complaining. The tabs are very bad, so you don't want to bend them too much. They're just, you can see the stress marks right here where it's white on both of these. You can see that those are stress marks. And this one's pretty good. This one's flimsy. It's just a very thin blow molded case. They had to put these reinforcements in here just to hold this tab down. They could have made it a little bigger so that these hoses fit in there better. These are still fairly nice hoses. I actually cannot tell a difference between these and the ones that I get the occasional times I have rent a gauge from the auto shop. There really is no difference in my opinion. I think I could probably make these a little longer. Let's see. Can I? Let's see. Would they still fit? Yeah, they still fit. So okay, let's do this. Mainly because I don't like the way they're in there right now. Let's see here. Let's see, will they still fit? Anyways, there's that. They're pretty good. They're pretty good lines for what you pay for. Like I said, there's really no difference. I can't tell a difference anyways between these lines and the other ones. And the ones that you would get with the kit that comes from the auto shop. Let's get those back in there. They could have made a little bit bigger of a case for this on this size, but you know how that goes. Always trying to cut corners on something that's cheap. Well, they have the exact same kit in the same box and everything, selling for $150. Only difference is it has a brand on it. This is a no brand one. Exact same gauge set and everything. Maybe some different lines, but that's it. This right here is a little hanger. What you do is you take this and there's a piece right here you can screw this into. I'm gonna have to clean these threads up a little bit because it doesn't like to go in very easily. And unless I have a wrench with me, which I don't have a wrench with me right now. But I put it in a couple times and take it out and it would be good to go, but it hangs now. So there's the hanger. I like using the hanger, you don't have to. It comes with these rubber protector pads on it. So let's see if we can get that back on there because I had these off earlier. They do come with a little plastic film on top, little protective film, like with most things. I like to leave mine on there just because they keep it nicer looking for longer. They have very cheap handles made, which is not important if you're not bashing this thing around or something. If you drop it, you might crack a handle or break a section of the handle off, but these are pretty well in there. You got a little Phillips head there if you need to take the handles off. You got your sight glass here that you can look at your Freon and your oil levels and everything. These little boots on here are for protecting your threads. I personally like to keep the boots on there just in case if I drop the box or something sharp gets through the box, it doesn't damage the threads somehow. Other than that, this is unlike older models where this was for the cheaper models, this was a bunch of pieces screwed together and you had a bunch of leaks depending on how it was set up. This one is one solid cast piece that they drilled out and then tapped for the threads. And they did a pretty nice job on this one. You can see that the molding was a pretty decent mold. I mean, it's a fast sand casted. I'm guessing, I won't say this is solid brass mold. Some of them can be bronze, but the older ones anyways, because it's pretty hard. But anything that's in the slightest bit newer, it's all brass or aluminum. The newer ones are a good chunk of aluminum, which are a little bit nicer because you don't have to worry about it breaking. If it gets dent, it's dented. That's why they're better. If this gets dented, these are sealed off. I don't quite know what, these are little hangers, I'm guessing. But if they get the threads here get dented, well, you can re-tap them and it'd be fine. But other than that, but you would still might have a leak compared to the solid cast one where they all screw in. You get your R134A couplers, AC couplers. This is for the high pressure side. It's actually a fairly nice coupler, but I mean, these are pretty much regulated. I think they actually are regulated, so you don't have to worry about these being a bad fit or not having a good seal. What it comes down to is the hoses, and these are pretty decent hoses. They have really nice crimps on them. You get your high and low pressure side. You get really nice knurling on both ends. You also get your little your can attachment. So what you do is I believe it's your yellow line that hooks up to here, and then you would screw onto your can here, thread this in, and what that does, it pops the seal with that needle there. It pops the seal on the can. You unscrew it, or I prefer to unscrew it and then put it on and then pop the seal, but you can leave it screwed in and pop the seal and then unscrew it. I just don't like it because if you don't have your threads on there and it prematurely pops the seal on the can can go flying out of your hand. But that's how that sets up. This goes to the yellow line, I believe. This goes to your can. You pop the seal, you unscrew it, and you got your Freon flow, and you can check it with your gauges. The one thing that's nice about this set, it comes with actually extra seals. So these are silicone, I believe, seals that go onto the ends of your of the lines here, and that's pretty nice because it helps just get what you need done. The other two things that it comes with is let me get this out. I'm still not quite sure what this is right here. I haven't seen this before, so I have no idea what this is for. It looks like a valve stem, but at the same time, it doesn't seem right. Then there's this tool, which, okay, I'm guessing what you do. Okay, so I'm guessing that you would if you need to check something, if you need to check pressure, or this is for your vacuum, you swap out your lines, and you would put this in. I'm not quite sure why you would do that, but I haven't done it that way, so I'm still not 100% sure what this piece is there for. I might see it in the instructions later. So overall, it's a pretty good kit. We'll go over it in the next video on how to set it up and use it. This is just a regular old instruction manual. So let's see how long it takes me to unfold the piece there. So all it does is show you a diagram of how your system works and how it's laid out. Then it goes through all the steps in order to use this and all that. But that's it for now for this tool here. Is the AC gauge set. You can get it for cheaper, you can get it for $34 or so. And it'll just take longer to get to you if you're ordering on Amazon, if you have the Amazon, if you have a membership with them. There's that. Now we got this right here. These are valve stem changer tools. So the nice thing about this that it comes with the adapters. So you have your R134A and your, I can't remember the other type, but it comes with your adapters here. This one also, unlike the cheaper sets, also comes with extra seals. So you get 2 extra O-ring seals for right here. This is your main, this is for when you plunging in your rod here. It keeps that seal nice and clean and doesn't allow gas to escape. And then these 2 are for your push rod that's inside of here that will keep the gases from escaping. They also send some extra valve stems with it. So you get 2 small ones, 2 medium ones, and 1 large one. I don't know why they only give you 1 large one, but they do. Instead of 2 like other ones. I believe ours uses the medium valve stem, so that's pretty nice that they send some extras with it. Now you want to go ahead and get the more expensive ones. I've bought the cheaper ones before, and they are horribly made. The knurling on the knurling on the cheap ones is almost non-existent. The only good part on those is the ball valve here. Other than that, the couplings are usually suck, and the knurling sucks. And these rods, so like on this one, it barely moves. Like you can see it barely moving. I can move it, but just not very much. On the other ones, it seems like you can like just swing on it all day long. But so what you do here is there's a little notch here. And what that does, it correlates with the valve stem. Let me get the big one out here. There's a little notch on the valve stem here. And what that does is this slips into there, and there's a little hole through the rod there. Let's see if I can get it on correctly. Sorry, I swap. Won't work for the big one. That's because this one is for the high pressure side. So let's do this. That one. All right, there we go. So this is for your higher pressure side. It slips right inside there, and then you would twist this. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So what it does, you have this, you screw it all the way in. You screw it all the way in. Now, if you are connected to if you are already connected to this, you want to pull this out and have this shut off when you screw this in. So if you have this detached and this is on there, and you put this on there before this, you want this ball valve to be shut off. You don't want it on. That just makes sure that nothing comes out as you're putting it on. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Put that on. You open it. This will fill with gas, and you'll feel a little resistance on the rod when you're pushing it. And all that is it's going through the ball valve with the O-ring and pushing against that gas, but the gas should equalize and you shouldn't have a problem. So what that does when you have it in there, pretend like this is in the nipple for the high pressure side. This would slip onto there, and then it would unscrew. It would unscrew like that, and then you would pull it out through there. So let's see if I can get it to go all the way through. Can't get it to go. Come on. Come on. Alright, you're going all the way through. Hold on, it's stuck. Oh, I see what. The little shim's stuck on there. Little grommet on here this little grommet keeps on getting stuck on that little lip. Anyways, what you would do is that would go through there. You would pull this out. You would cut that shut off valve there. You unscrew it, and then you would have your valve right here. So most of these are non-magnetic. I don't really know why. but they're not magnetic. So that is the thing you gotta think about. Sometimes these can be really big pains in the butt to get out since they're non-magnetic. Or these aren't magnetized, so they can be a pain sometimes. But I will be showing this in a later video on how to use this. And it's pretty simple, but it's easier to show you. I explained it, but it's easier to show. This is a very nice quality kit. They're fairly well made. Fittings and everything. Unlike the cheaper version, you can buy these for $15, $15, $17. You can buy these two pieces. Usually you won't get these, and this was actually pretty interesting that it came with extra valve stems. But you'll get these two, and they'll just be pieces of crap. They'll be leaking gas. It feels like they're gonna explode as soon as you equalize the gas in them. It really does feel like it's gonna explode. They usually suck at grabbing anything. They don't fit the valves. Like the one that I got for super cheap, I actually had to sand that file down a little bit just to get the valve stem to stick on there. So that's why I recommend these little more expensive ones. It's $30 for a really good set, and you don't have to worry about it exploding on you or feeling like it's going to explode on you. And you get some extra valves. So these are like, the large ones I think are $3 or $4 a piece. The little ones are you can get the little ones for like a 4-pack for $3 or $4. So it depends on what valves you have. But all in all, I think it was $70 and something cents for both of these. Again, $37 for these, $30 for these. After tax, it came out to $70 and something cents. That's it for the Amazons. I will be going over both of these in a later video, and I'll just clip it into this video. So if you see a little glitch, that's just the videos being paired together. Y'all have a good one. Bye.